My name is Childress, and I'm the founder of Woollier. So my background is really in business, and just through a series of events, I sort of just got to the point where I wanted to come back to things that I actually enjoy doing. I've always been into style, if you want to call it fashion. Always been into sneakers, a sneaker enthusiast. And sort of Woollier was my growing or maturing to the point where I realized that I was buying a lot of high-end sneakers, so whatever brand you want to think of. And I was noticing different aspects of the construction, where the materials were sourced, and I really cared about the quality of the construction and materials. And what I realized was just because something is a high-end brand doesn't necessarily mean that the quality matches. And so I kind of felt like I could come and make a statement from a quality standpoint, but also from a design standpoint. I felt that I could add to the conversation in the high-end sneaker space. So there's an inspiration for each sneaker in the collection. For the Cambrian high top, it was really watching Muhammad Ali boxing film, and you can't help but really be inspired by that. So really what I wanted to do was kind of distill that boxing silhouette into a high-end foundational sneaker, and that's what the Cambrian tries to do. And really the whole collection is centered around juxtaposition. So with the Cambrian high top, it's power and elegance, because when you look at Muhammad Ali, those are the two things that really struck me, was the power and the elegance of him floating around the ring. With the low top, when you think about boxing, now you think about Vegas. And the low top is just really for the guy who kind of has a cocktail in his hand and he's looking at the endless possibilities of a Vegas night. And so the low top, the juxtaposition was sort of old Vegas class with new Vegas opulence. And the royal was humility and greatness. If you look at the royal, the looped collar resembles a crown, and that's sort of our take on greatness. And then if you look at the upper, it's classic, it's simple, and that represents humility. So the whole collection is, like I said, juxtaposition, and the theme is sort of simplistic distinction. Our latest sneaker is the Jones Baller, and really it was created because there was a hole in my wardrobe, and a lot of the designers that I like to wear are LA-based designers, and I wear a lot of distressed jeans and things of that nature, and I wanted something to sort of bring those outfits together. And it has a retro vibe, so it's based on like late 80s, early 90s basketball design elements. So it takes those elements, but it also makes them current because it's more streamlined and less boxy than a lot of the shoes that you saw them. But we really took the elements such as like perforation. We incorporated that as a design element. You'll see it on the side panel and the toe box. We used a stepped midsole, which was really heavily used in that period. And just the overall height of the shoe, it's a really pronounced, almost exaggerated high top. Even though it's a late edition, I would consider the Jones Baller a part of the first collection. So I would say 4 sneakers are a part of the first collection. We don't do seasons. The idea behind the brand is to not be trendy, but to focus on style, and we think that style is enduring. So I want you to be able to buy my sneaker today and wear it next year and the year after that. So that's why none of our designs are particularly overly detailed. But is sort of just the right amount to where it's going to complement your wardrobe for a long time. So the value proposition behind the brand is that they are produced in limited quantities. All of our sneakers are handmade in Italy with the highest quality of construction materials. But beyond that, each sneaker is limited to 350 pair. So once those are sold, then we'll close the collection and move on to the second collection.